And this is the animal positions. And most of what, so frog position, bear position, beast crawl, bear position, and then crab walk. Most of what I teach with frog position, there's an active form, but it's the modified form for mobility. Beast crawl, there's progressions to that, but that's a lot of quad, core heavy exercise. We get into bear crawling, which is essentially beast crawl with your butt up in the air, and now we'll get into more shoulder loading. And then finally we get into crab walk, which is a lot of extension of the shoulders, which people have a lot of difficulty with, but it helps with the mobility, and then it also helps posterior chain, hamstrings or quads, depending on which direction you're going. So first off, frog position. We can get into this position, just kind of mobilize the hips with elbows on each knee. We can go back and forth, and this active form of this is to create a jump exercise. So you can jump up and down the hallways, but it allows the hips to open up in the squat, the pelvic diaphragm, and allow you to move or create exercise from there. Most of what I use it for, though, is mobility with patients. And so I'm going to get into position, and what I teach typically is elbow, ear hole, elbow crease, wrist in the collarbone. That gets you into this position so the shoulder blades are on the rib cage and gives you more mobility options. And so if we're in frog pose, there's different ways to go about it. If I come back farther, I'm going to get up higher in my mid-back. If I come up farther, I'm going to get lower in the mid-back. And so this position can be, essentially we're just trying to press the mid-back into the floor and try to find different areas of the spine, whether it's up here, mid-back, or lower mid-back. From there, we're going to add in rotation. We can go behind the head, but a lot of times patients will pull their head forward, so I like to go back of the hand on the forehead and recreate mobility through there. And the reason I like this is because the lower back is stuck in position. It won't create lateral bending or try to rotate. It's most of the mid-back making it happen. So once you find the area we want to find, then you add in rotation on both sides. And there's most of what I do with frog position. We can do a pure extension if patients can't figure it out. In here, I'm just going to try to find the spot in my back, 10-second hold, and then press the elbows and hands into the floor, 10 seconds, and then after that 10 seconds, relax the mid-back and try to get more extension through it. Beast crawl, which is probably my favorite position. It's going to be in quadruped, your hands and knees, and then we're going to get off the knees. And this position puts a lot of activation in the core and quads. And this position, the regressions for this, and the position is just to walk around and move in beast crawl. Creating input devices. This is an eraser. It can be a yoga block, are my favorite. It can be a weight if you need something heavy to know where you're at in space. So putting something on the lower back allows you to know where you're at and keep you from cheating. Because a lot of patients, when they start to move, they'll pick this up and then go all the way up because they're unstable, and they'll create these motions. And if you have something, that will slide off, and you lift that up and it falls off. Typically I say the rule is you don't get to come out of position. You have to reach, find it, and put it back on yourself. But beast crawl is just to crawl in that position. Regressions for this will be just hold a position. So we'll go into beast crawl. You can slide a foot out, hold 10 seconds. On any position we hold, I typically have 10 seconds. Up, back, here. You can create a modification here. Essentially find where you're going to be successful and hold each position 10 seconds, and I like 6 reps to start there. If we advance into bear pose, beast crawl, We're gonna butt up into bear pose. And this one, the more you can get your butt up and your head between your arms, the better, and it'll create more extension through the mid back. And here again, all I'm doing is crawling, but the more important move for this is to crawl backwards, which puts a lot of load into the shoulder and helps you activate the stabilizers of the shoulder blade. To advance this move, you can get on a couch, a bed, a bench, anything you have in the house. And then, and now you have more force transfer into the shoulders. And you can do push-ups, you can do hand holds, anything you want to do in that more advanced position there for bear crawl. Last, we'll get into crab walk. Again, it's great for shoulders if they can handle it. I'm going to go here, shoulder extension, and now we walk forward, and you're pulling yourself forward with that leg, and that's a lot of hamstring work. Once we're there, we walk backwards. Now we're stabilizing, and again, eccentrically loading and lengthening the hamstring. So there's the value in crab walk. Any of these, beast crawl, bear crawl, sometimes I'll advance them to walking downstairs. And then any regressions, we can use bands, TheraBands I have laying there for regressions. And if you need help, if stability is a problem, then you go back into beast crawl. We can use this as a help stabilization tool. If I want to add both ways, and these CLX bands we have are super nice because I can put this inside of any one of the holes I can create in the TheraBand here. But for now, I'm just going to wrap it around in there, and we can get more stability, which helps me find balance and doesn't have to have so much wobbliness. The band will hold more stabilization and add more tension to the chain. So those are the animal moves. Again, frog position, beast crawl, bear crawl, crab walk.